When Saudi Arabia's veteran oil minister marched into the OPEC meeting last year, there was little to suggest he would reveal a plan that would wreak havoc on world oil prices.
Go read what I said.
But once inside, he imposed the kingdom's strategy to flood the market in an effort to drive out higher-cost producers like U.S. frackers. It's been survival of the fittest ever since, as prices fell from $115 a barrel in 2014 to hover around $45 a barrel for the last 4 months, a $60 plunge.
Even here on the Arabian Peninsula, where the cost to produce a barrel of oil is well below $10, 1 year into the effort, no one's willing to proclaim happy anniversary.
It's fair to say at OPEC's Vienna headquarters, the membership remains deeply divided. On one side, Algeria, Angola, Nigeria, and Venezuela, who need higher prices. On the other, the wealthy Gulf states, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and the UAE, with $2 trillion of total savings, fighting to protect their market share. Khaldoun Al-Mubarak is the chief executive of one of Abu Dhabi's sovereign funds.
From the perspective of low-cost producers and retaining market share for the future, it is the right strategy.
Serving as the wedge between both camps, Iraq and Iran. Iran wants to match Iraq's production of over 4 million barrels a day by next year. Last month, I was given an exclusive tour of Iran's oil facilities in West Karun. Even though the equipment I saw is badly out of date, Iran's petroleum minister says after 8 years of sanctions, failure to boost production is not an option.
We are one of the oldest producers in the world, the oldest oil producer in Middle East. Can we lose our share in the market? It's not fair.
As Iran ramps up production for frackers in oil-rich areas of the U.S., reality has started to set in. Lower oil prices are expected to knock out around 1 million barrels of U.S. production a day by this time next year, and nearly 20 companies have already filed for bankruptcy. But that will not solve an historic glut of crude sloshing around in storage, nearly 3 billion barrels.
Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia is sending some mixed signals to the market. The cabinet in the country said it's willing to work with both OPEC and non-OPEC producers, but ministerial sources tell me it's difficult to see Saudi Arabia cutting unless both Russia and Iraq are willing to do the same.
Most importantly, the Iraqis have to be involved. And then they have to see evidence in the U.S. The Russian production now is up at peak of 10.78 million barrels per day. The Russians have to cut.
I told you before that there is no cut.
Which leaves many to believe that Saudi Arabia, which stunned its fellow OPEC members last year, is not quite ready to do so again. John Defterius, CNN, Abu Dhabi.